Hello, welcome to today's episode. So today is episode 5 of our cross-platform e-commerce. So today we have actually progressed a lot. We have, first of all, as you can see, the site is looking really amazing. So we added the custom data. As you can see, we uploaded the data. But we also implemented a lot of things. In the last episode, we had a lot of bugs. So we first fixed the bugs. I actually showed how I fixed these bugs. And then we added the actual data. So this data was also handpicked. And we manually added these. Let me just first move this to the hosted version. Yeah. So we added the images for both the categories, departments, and all the stuff. So that's why you see everything is looking amazing. Then we fixed the UI category page. So the category page had issues. So if you click, for instance, if I just go back here and click on furniture. So what happened, like this page had issues, but right now you can see that this page has no any issues. Then we fixed the loading states for our dashboard tables. So this is not something that is really much such complex, but we added these loading. So if I click on categories, it will just show this loading and then it loads the categories. Then we added the dashboard. So now on the dashboard, we fixed some few things. For instance, now the dashboard page, it can actually load the cards. So this dashboard page has like some cards which shows the statistics. We still have, I thought just like fix this, I'll just look into it. This works on the localhost. I think I did not test it on the hosted version, but this on localhost definitely it works. Okay, let me just see. It's a typical different thing that I have on the hosted version. I will just have to typically check this because even the loading states I have, they are different. Okay. Then another thing we just worked on was fixed. We worked on the roles before we just got the other ones. We worked on roles. So basically the person you see here in the admin area here. Okay. So this admin area you're seeing here is this user is an admin user. If you want to prove that, we can simply copy this link of the hosted version. Let's open it to this tab. We also got the dashboard. So this is also an authenticated user, but this is just a regular user. And you can see he sees only the profile page and the my orders page. So these orders are not dynamic yet. Just like dummy data, but we'll soon just work on it. So he sees only these two pages and there is nothing else he can actually do. Okay, so if you try to access anything to do with the dashboard, like the admin dashboard, like dashboard categories, let's say just want to go to the dashboard categories. So this still brings him to this user dashboard. Okay, so then another thing we just worked on, which was actually added in checkout. Okay, so worked on the Stripe checkout. So Stripe checkout is not yet complete, all of it, but what we added is right now, if the normal user, let me sign out, and is redirected to the home page. So you can just go on the home page and add in the items, the cart items. They can add in this one, add in this and this. Have 3 items in cart. So you go to cart, you have the 3 items, and of course you can do all the things you want. You can increase the prices and everything. So then you can again proceed to the checkout. So you see, if you go to the checkout, you need to be signed in. Then you just go ahead and sign in. Then you'll be redirected to the checkout. So in the checkout, then you can see like we have the items that we had. You can see this one has 2 items. This one has 1. And then you have the total. And then you can just go ahead and choose to pay with this, or you can use the card. And then you can fill in the card details, not the actual ones. I just need to add in the dummy data actually. I'm just going to see. Okay, so you can just go ahead and leave these optional. Then I just say pay. And this is going to go ahead and process this. And you can see we have payment successful, total amount paid. So what we haven't done is now connected it to the actual orders, but the Stripe itself has been clearly integrated. You can see this is back to our app and everything is looking nice. So that's what we managed to do in today's application. We added all those features that you see in here. Where is my file? Yeah. So in the next one, we're just going to look at implementing webhooks. We'll implement webhooks. Then customers, orders. This is going to be a big one. So just want to give it its own episode to implement the webhooks, the customers and orders, so that we leave the web, because after doing this, we need to finish the website and we just go to the mobile app and we do exactly the same thing. The good thing is that we would have already done most of the things, so we're just going to be repeating them on the mobile app side. Yeah, so that's what we did in today's episode. First, like the video and let's dive in. Hello, welcome to today's episode. So today's episode 5 of building our cross-platform e-commerce. And if you have been following it, thank you so much. And yeah, so we are in episode 5, and so far we have done a lot of things. We have all these things coming from our backend API. So today we have a number of tasks. I don't intend to make this video very long like the previous ones, because I don't have really much time today. So we're just going to look at these. These are the intentions of today's video. So just going to do some of these tasks. We're going to fix this error in the header. I'm just going to do the CRUD functionalities for the product. So basically I want it to look like this, where we can add an item and we can also go ahead and edit the item. Now the difference is I want us to do it this way, whereby we have the tabs. That's how I want us to actually do it. I don't know how we're going to do it, but I want it this way. Okay, so let's just go back here. So then after that, we're going to change if there are some pending functionalities. But basically what I also want us to do is make sure that we deploy the API and the front end and they are all working without errors. And then you're just going to, of course, test the deployed version. And then that data, actually the reason why I'm doing all these is I don't want this to be in the mobile app. This thing whereby we don't have photos and all this. So I will remove all this data and then I will have to add the actual data. So everyone, I think, is going to go ahead on their own app and then they will remove these the dummy data. So that's so far so good. I'm just going to go ahead and get started. So let's start with this fix. Now this fix is actually here. If you look at this, so right now we are not authenticated. So you can see if you're not authenticated, it is showing login and sign up. And you look at this, it's saying loading at the same time it's saying this. So we need to fix that. So I'm just going to go to the web. And I will scroll to where I have I'm just going to go, I have home. We just go to layout, and here where we have the shop navigation. So I will just go in here. So in the items use cart store. Let me what I just want is where we have this. So basically we have this loading, and then we have also this if is signed in. I think we just simply need to use this. So this one we use the and if is not signed in, and then we are showing the login and the sign up buttons. So what we just need to do is, instead, what I would want to do is because we want this. So probably I'm just going to change this, cut this for now. And let me just say here is not signed in if this is true. So here just going to call this question mark. If that is true, and then I'm just going to say yes. I'm just going to show this. So I think that one should take out that. And now we have these buttons showing like that because of this as a child. So now if you look at our buttons, I just want to take you for a second. You said we updated these buttons. They have href and so many other things. So the update we need to do also is that you no longer need to do this. So simply cut this href the way it is and paste it on the actual button like this. And now here I'm just going to do simply login. You don't need this as a child now. And then the same thing like this one, you don't need as a child. And even this href now is on the button, just like this. And then here you just simply need the sign up, just like that. So if you just go back, you said this one goes back to now being like this. Okay, so that's cool. This is outline. This one is ghost. I don't know if we use the default. How does it look like? Okay. Okay, and maybe just leave it with the outline since we have this text black. Okay. Nice. So that is done. So that means if we go ahead and log in, let me just go ahead and try to log in. Okay, so we can just go ahead and log in. Okay, so now you can see we are logged in and we have this. So we can go to the dashboard. Okay, that is cool. So that is checked, done. Then the next one is now the big man in the house, which is going to do the product CRUD. Okay, we just need to do product CRUD functionalities. So right now, if you check on the products, let's go ahead and see what is on the products page. Not here. I'm just going to go here in the whole dashboard. So you can see on the products, we have this simple page. Let me just go there. Products. So I think these ones are dummy data. Let me see. Okay, it has product table with dummy data. So if you look at this product table, okay. So just going to use our, just going to go ahead and use our own, the way we did all others. So, however, I'm just going to change a little bit. So if you remember, we have these, was it in the guides? I think it was this one, the guide we used previously. So just going to look at the product listing actually. Okay, so this is the product listing here. So you have something like this. So we could just copy first like this, this here. And I'm just going to go, so you can see if you look at the departments, they have components inside. So here I'm just going to create the same thing. I will create components. And then here I'm just going to bring this product listing here. I'm just going to bring that next. So if you scroll down here, you have this product listing. So this one's going to be to change a little bit with the one we did. This one I just wanted to use the entity form instead. Just going to see it in a second that here we used actually entity form, I think. Yes, because there are a few things I want to do on this one. Very few things I just want to do on this one. So that's why I'm just going to do it like this. On the other hand, we could just actually I'm just going to copy these other ones. Let me just go and see like brands. Do we have already brands? Yeah, like brands is a small one. Maybe brands. Let me see. Maybe categories. Yeah. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy these two components and just use these ones. I'm just going to go to products and copy these, go to components, and let me paste in this one. So we have the category form, which I'm just going to change to product form. So I'm just going to change this to product form. And let me just also rename this. I'm just going to rename this to product form. Product form. I will just go to this dashboard category listing. I will also rename this to product listing. So I'm just going to say actually dashboard product listing, maybe. Dashboard product listing. Okay. And then the name, even here we change dashboard product listing. Okay. So here is where we're going to fetch all the things concerning the you can see here we have the categories. We just need to fetch things concerning with the products. So we'll first also go ahead and change this while we have this product listing. This is going to be dashboard product listing, just like this. Okay, so now we need to go ahead and do the fetching of data at least here on the UI. So if right now we go to that page, you can instead, we are seeing the instead the categories. These ones are categories, so we just need the same thing. We just need going to bring the image. I don't think we need like the description. Instead, maybe we could just also show the category where that product actually falls under, and then we don't need the description. Maybe we also leave the status and the created ad if necessary. Okay, so we can just like check first of all in the API. I'm not sure if we have things to do with the products anywhere, but let me just check in the API how we are standing. So in the API source here, routes, and then you go to products. So you have all the routes. So if you just check here in the routes, actually in the index, you look at it, we have the list, deals, and or deals, and all these other ones like this. Okay. So we're just going to look at, for instance, the list. So if you just go back to this Scala docs and let's go to products. So the first one is this product list. So I want to see what is returned on this. Okay, so here you can see it brings all the things: name, image, product images, and then we have description, we have the summary, is active. So basically this one brings all the data, including the category. Okay, so, and even the brand. So we might not necessarily need all this information at this point in time for this, while we're using the product list. So let me just go to the product here. So if you just go to the routes, is a good place to start from. This is the first one, and the responses you can see product with relations schema. So this one has basically all the relations. So we might actually not call this one. Okay, we might just not use this one. I might just like simply create another one. I might just create another one. So I'm just going to call these maybe dashboard products or something like that. I'm just going to create dashboard list. Okay, so I'm just maybe dashboard list like this. And now for this one, I'm just going to show a few things actually on this this side. What we need is the product name. Maybe what I could show would be the department, the category. Sorry, the category where it belongs, and that's it. So let me just go here where I have this product with schema. So if you look at this, it has this information like this, where you have the category schema, and it has all things to do with the category. Okay, so what I'm just going to do here, I'm just going to change this a little bit. By the way, this one has also brand, but I'm just going to duplicate this. I'm just going to change this, and I call them dashboard product schema, just like this. Okay, so what information do we want? So the first thing is this: we don't want all the information in the product schema. Okay, this is too much info to show. I believe that this is too much. So I can just say maybe can I just call the, I'm just going to use this method here. While we have here the response product. I don't know why we used this. I think we used on the deals or something. So I'm just going to also go ahead and get this, and I say maybe dashboard response product. Okay, so we remove all these ones, and then I'm just going to use this on this one. So here I will use this, and then for the category we just need only the title. So here on this category, I don't know if we can do omit. So here we can just do dot omit, and then let's see. Can we just do this? So before the optional, I'm not sure if you can do dot omit. Okay, so on this we are just omitting created at, updated at. Let me first remove all these. So the category schema so far has a lot of things. We just need the name and maybe the ID, only the two things. So all other things, we're just going to remove them. So you can just like slug image banner image. So here slug image, and then banner image. Okay. So I think that's the one. We have also description is active. So description is active. Okay, so if you look at it again, we have also the department ID. So we can also remove the department ID through here. Okay, so with this, okay, with this we have the response here. So let me just go and just do this, where we have the index. So I'm just going back to the routes. We have this now dashboard list. I'm just going to say the response is going to be this one. So after creating this, you have to go down here and go ahead and create the corresponding types. So I'm just going to say that this is the dashboard list, and then here just name it with this. Now let's go ahead and create for it the handler. So you can just like also duplicate this. I'm just going to use the dir route since it already has the select. So I'm just going to do this, and I'm just going to say that this is dashboard list, and then here just going to say dashboard list route. And so here just going to select all these, and then I'm just also going to go ahead and say select. So within this one, you can select, for instance, okay, you can just say, for instance, category. So here we have the category. So we can go ahead and also apply select in the category like this. And you see that we need the ID, which is true, and the name, which is true. Now we're just going to remove this tick, just like this. So if I just go back now to these returned products, let me just go. So here we have the dashboard list. We're going to look at the error in a second, but I just want to go to the index, and I just want to simply add this. So here we can just add the dashboard list. And let me just go ahead and check this if it is already there here. So we have, okay, so let's first also change the route. So here where we have this route, so it cannot be slash products. I'm just going to say slash, maybe we could just say dashboard products, or we could just say products slash dashboard. So there are these ones here. So you can just go ahead and test this. So you can see they will just come with name, MS, then the price, discount, summary. So I don't think we need the summary. And then we need the image, that is okay. The price is okay. Then the stock is okay. And then here we have the category. You can see the category has only the ID and name. So we can just actually remove some of the things. So you can start by going on this, and you can just say we remove the summary only, and then you can also take that summary from this where we have this one here. So you can just simply add in sort of like summary. Okay, so in the other one we wanted the summary. We don't want to remove it from here. So we had used this dashboard. Oh, okay, I think it's okay. Just add here summary to true. So this one we just remove the summary. So if I just check again, this should take off the summary. Oh, wait, we still have the summary. Let's go to the handlers, and where we have the dashboard list, we can just go ahead and remove the summary. Do it one more time. Okay, summary is now not there, like this. Okay, I'm just going to look at this error and see if I can figure it out. So just go here, scroll down, 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 down. The error is always at the almost the. So it's saying that types of property data and cover the name, string, stock, and all the incident on this. Type name slag. Okay. Category is missing the following properties from name string slag product images. So it's missing the following properties. Okay, so is missing. So we have this stops where is missing some. Let's go here in the schema. So there is something here we can just add. Also, they frequently bound together, like two. And then we also need to add the product images because we don't want the product images. And so you don't know how many now. Oh, okay, now there are two. That's good. So we have an error somewhere else. Oh, we have the error on this one. Okay, let's first leave that one for now. Okay, so now this is done on the front, on the back end. Let's switch to the front end for a second. So on the front end, we have, what do we have? Where we are fetching this data. So we just need to first bring in all the hooks we need. We actually have some for products. I don't think these are sufficient. Okay. I don't think these are sufficient. So I wish we could have, we had our stuff we used last time. The AI chat. I don't know how I forgot to copy that link so that we start on from there. Otherwise, we have to go ahead and train it again, which can be really exhausting. But anyways, what I'm just going to do right now, what do I want to do? I will just first check others. Use like department webhooks here. So basically, you need to create all these stuff here. Let me see if I can check something out. We just go ahead and check for cloud. I don't know what did we use last time. It was some long time ago. I don't know if I can just like get this ready. I don't know. Let's first say this. This one is very brief. If I have the export this, you can just like give it some clue on what we want to do. So in the department here, basically we have the create, update. Let me see. We have, this is the create department, get department, and update department, like this. Okay. So I'm just going to first train it a little bit to understand so that it helps me somehow, because there is a lot of work to be done, really. So I'm just going to open a new one. Okay, just going to say I am implementing CRUD functionalities in my app. I already done one module. I will give you the code that I wrote for that module. Just going to put here all the files. Then I will ask you to create the same thing for other modules. Okay, nice. So what I'm just going to basically do is giving it a bunch of files so it can start from there. So the first one of always is the schema. So you can just like, we have these types. We have to give it this department. So I'm just going to go ahead and give it this. So I'm just going to drag this into here. So I'm just going to tell you that I will attach the files for the department module. Okay, for department module, then so the files that are needed to be done are, so just start like, for instance, types. So and then the server action. So we have also, I think, do we have the services in between? So if you just go, for instance, I'm not sure if we have services or not. Okay, so if you want to check this, you can just go to this very use department. So if you just go here, you will see that we are creating the create department. Okay, we just simply just need that. So the server action. So we have the types file, server action file, and then we have the React query use hook file. Okay. Then we have the dashboard listing. Then we have also the form. So there are files that needs to be created. So now I'm just going to go ahead and give it for the serve action. Next is the React query use hook. So I'm just going to go ahead and give it the use department hook. Then the fourth one, which is the dashboard listing. So we can just like go ahead and give it dashboard department listing. So I'm just going to give it actually these two since they are together, this and the, so you can drag two of them here. Okay, so I'm just going to say that they have given you all the necessary files for the department. So I'm just going to say that I will give it just the model for, I'll give it the model for, so you can see here in the department types, we basically give it like this. Okay, and then it sort of like starts from there. Okay, so the first thing I'm just going to do is I'm just going to give you some instructions. So I will say that let's start with the product model. So I'm just going to say here is its schema. So I just go ahead and get the schema. I can quickly get the schema from the API side here. App, just go to source, routes, products, and let's go to the schema. So we just get this big schema for it, just like this. And just going to say here, here is the product schema. Nice. And let's give you some instructions. I'm just going to say so your task is to create all those files. We need to do CRUD. Oh, there is one page, however, we forgot. I'm just going to attach one page. Oh, we forgot one page, which I think is crucial. So here on the dashboard page, so just going to actually add also this. Okay, just going to see here the page. So I'm just going to say that your task is create others files. You need to create the CRUD functionalities. So I'm just going to say that. However, there are some few changes you need to adjust in the current flow. So number one is going to be that for the form for the product form, so I just in this one I just want to take an approach of the field is to be fused. I'm just going to say for the product form, make the field is to be not more than 6. In the product form, make the fields be not more than 6. Add only the most important ones. Okay. Another thing I'm just going to add is like do not include the slug in the form. It will be auto generated. Okay. Then next is going to be that I think that is the one thing I'm just going to first change. The update. So I'm just going to say the update, the product update will not be done in the pop-up format that we used for create. Instead, we will have a dedicated page for the update form. Okay. So on update, so in the data table, I'm just going to say in the listing component, when we click on edit, we will route to the edit page. Okay, so let me hope that is somehow clear. So what do we expect it to do? Just going to do all other things. So I'm just going to add one more thing. Just going to say for context window, please do this in parts. Okay, so let's first see what it's going to do for us. Okay, so it is starting with the types. Let me start with the first two files. So it's starting the first two files, which is good. Like instead of giving it to do everything at once, you might just need it because it's going to make a lot of mistakes. So it can just like start with two files. So this, copy this. So let's go down to where we have the types. So I'm just going to write here for product .ts. It says that it already exists. So we already have product.ts. Okay, paginated response, stats data, stats card. Okay. Seems like it has the normal things. So let me see here. It doesn't seem like it have okay, let me just say maybe here. We already have this product. The problem is that just call this one another name. I'm just going to call this one item.ts. I will just add everything in here instead. Nice. So it created another file, which is the product serve action file. So copy this. And let's go the serve action. I will first go actions. So we already have also the products here. I can just say item.ts. Avoid just like conflicts. Maybe can I say items? Okay, so the types here is going to be item. Maybe we just say, okay, just go types item. And then is there anything else? Okay, it has to get now products, which we don't have. Then has get all products. Maybe this one is okay. We're just going to see how to change some of these ones. Products with categories. For now, we're interested in this get products. I'm just going to name this. We can just leave it as get all products. I don't know. Do we have already get all products? Okay. We could just actually, for this purpose, could just exchange it. Product by, yeah, we'll definitely need this product by slug. This one will be a must. And then get product by ID. I think we just need this more. Product by ID. Create product, that is okay. Okay, I'm just going to first leave these ones right now. Let me just tell it to go ahead and create the next things. So just going to say here, continue. So it has like get products, get optimized products here. Update products. Those are okay. So we just know very well that the one we want is going to be on API products slash dashboard. Let me see. Oh, here it used the fetch for some reason. I think we just want to use this. Okay. I'm just going to simply copy this. Let me see the create. Did it use? Oh, okay. So the create it used the Axios. We just use this one, the one of Gate products. Just going to name this one as Gate actually dashboard products, just like this. So this is products slash dashboard. If you just go in the API side and just go to the side of the API. So if you look at this products slash dashboard, the response, however, this one, I'm just going to duplicate and make. I'm just going to make one which is going to be like a dashboard, product dashboard. Like a dashboard product. Okay. So basically, I'm just going to go here on a dashboard product. So the dashboard product is actually stopping on here. It has the ID name / price, ID name / image, so it doesn't have all these things. Is featured, is deal, they're not there. The buying, the price, not there. Stock, discount, all these are not there. Okay, so it has name / price. Okay, discount is actually there. So discount is there. Then the image, and then the stock quantity. So basically that's the data we have. Okay, so this is the dashboard product. It has the category. So here we have the category, which has the ID, which is going to be a string, and the name, which is a string, just like this. So this is the one that we'll use in here. So when it comes to the get dashboard product, I will just use this. Okay, let's see what it has done next. So we have this use query. It's going to copy this use product query. So use query or use departments. I'll create another one which is going to be use products. First of all, this is going to be items, and then this is also going to be the item. So instead of get products, we changed this here. So we just going to have this one as get dashboard products, like so. So this is the one we actually want to use on the dashboard listing. So here we have another one which is going to be dashboard listing. I'm just going to say dashboard product listing. Okay, just going to go ahead and try to replace it with this one, and we see what errors do we have. So first of all, we have the product form and the types of the product. So I'm just going to remove that, and let's start with this. So wherever we have the product, I'm just going to put actually a dashboard product, just like this. Let's move it to all places. Okay, it added a lot of things which is understandable, but we'll just remove all those ones in a minute. Okay, so one thing also that gets the filter here is the created art. So we can just actually include the created art. I'm just going to go back to the dashboard product, so you can work backwards. Here you can just like simply look for where we have the created art like this. Let me just go ahead and add it here. So we know very well that this is actually not there. So what I'm just going to do is scroll up back to the API source. Start with the schema. So in this, we can remove, so we have this dashboard response. So we can just go ahead and remove only created ad. So after removing it from here, we need to go ahead and in the handlers, we need to go to oh, okay. Okay, it is here. So just going to go ahead and add created. Created at, I'm just going to make it true. Like that. Okay, so that that if you go back to the listing, it should just remove that problem of the created at somewhere. Then we have also this is active. Let's also add is active. So you can just go to the schema and let's see. Here, dashboard response, you can just also remove the is active. And then you just go back to the handlers and you can say is active to true. And you can go back to the types and then here you can just add is active. Like this. Okay. And now if you just go back to the dashboard, so other things we don't need them. I'm just going to go down here. So let's get the product form, can't find product form. We can just get the product form here. So these other things like the is active is showing this if it is featured and if it is dear. So that if they don't want, they just go to this other one. The stock quantity is also checking if it has a low stock. In that sense, low stock is important. So I can just like go to the schema side. I'm just going to add low stock. And then after adding it, then I can just go ahead and add it in the item. Let's talk alert. I think it is a number, right? I guess. So if you just go back here now, the stock is okay. Let's check on others. This one has to be the dashboard product. Okay, so just going to remove other things. So I'm just going to remove this. Product name. Okay, then here we have the export. We can just like leave others. You don't need to put everything. The ones which are not there, I'm just going to remove them. Okay. Okay, then we still have one error, which is on the product form that we have not passed in the initial data. We can actually just also pass in initial data here, which is going to be something. I'm not sure which. Just going to pass like delete, and just like put right now the delete item, just like that. Okay. By the way, we could just like specify the initial data is not required. So if I don't put the initial data, then it should not complain, right? Because you see right now it says initial data is missing, meaning that the initial data in this form is actually required, which shouldn't actually be. Okay, I'm just going to go back here. And the product form, it should be right now working on the product form. So I just say here, continue. Just going to say continue. So you can see doing it in bits, it is much better. At this point, we should, let's see up here what it is using for fetching. We have a lot of unused code here. Just going to scroll down here. So it has the used products from use products. Does consult the products. I'm just going to first comment this. Okay. I should be able to. We have an error here. Okay. Yeah. So we have the products, and by the way, I think we just need to be putting the number of products. I'm just going to go to I'm just going to where we have this table and we have here the title and the subtitle. So we can just check on the subtitle. Oh, so even the subtitle comes from the page. So here where we have this title and subtitle, we don't have any way to access the products. It depends on how we want to do it. So we could just go to this table here, here, and we could just like add in like more. I don't know if we should just like put them like in the brackets here. So if we wanted to put them in the bracket, we could just do something like like this. And I put just, for instance, like the dollar title. And then I could just like put here like products.length. So we could just like put another one here, which is going to be like products.length. Something like that. Then she just like give me the number of products we have. 80 products. Okay. Yeah, I think this is okay. And I can transform this to all of them. Just copy this, go to banners, page, not page, this, and you can scroll down where you have the table, and you can do this. So this becomes like banners. Then go to brands, components, dashboard, scroll down to this. I don't know where the data table is right now. Okay, it is here. So you just paste this, and this becomes the brands. Let's do categories. This will be categories. Finally, let's do departments. Okay, so okay, so that looks fine. So we have the 80 products, and if you just look here, we have 8 pages, which shows that there are 80 products. Okay. And we have all the units, the prices, and the status, and then they created. Now for the edit now, so according to how we said this, so I don't think there is any other page that we need. Oh, it actually even created the page even when we already have the page done. So the only thing we need is the form. Let's see what it did with the form. So I'm just going to say product form. So we already have this product here, listing, dashboard, then the product form. Just do this and see what it did. Okay, it seems we have a lot of errors from that side. Okay, I'm just going for say types, item. Generate Slack has not been used, so we still have a lot of problems in the 5 things it chose to add, like is active, is featured. So maybe I'm just going to give it what put in the form. Okay. So I'm just going to say that the schema for the product form schema, which it added here. So I'm just going to say that just going to say I want you to modify. So let's first look at the relationship between. So if we just go back to the schema, which is in the API, and you look at the product specifically. So if you look at the product and you look at the relationship with the category. So it shows here like the category ID is not even required, which is a good thing actually. So I'm just going to say I want you to modify. So let's look at this, the things that are required. Other things like is active, is featured, is a deal. They have default values. So we just need only things that cannot fail to be created, which is the price and name and slag. I think these are the only ones. So just like tell it what to put in here. So I'm just going to say I want you to modify the product from schema to use to have only these fields. Okay, so we basically want the name, slag. So another thing, you just need to give the product. Basically, by the way, what would determine this is I will duplicate this and let's go to the UI. So like we need the basic data to display like a deal product here. So we just need this, and you can see there is also the product summary. Okay, so I'm just going to say here we need the image URL, we need them slag, we need the summary, we need the price and discount price. Is it like a discount price or the discount? I'm not sure. I'm just like seeing it from here. Okay. Maybe just going to say price. We could just like on these products we remove even the discount. We just simply leave the price. But since we already have it there, okay. So I'm just going to go here. Okay. So I'm just going to say here, remove or others and leave only these ones. Is there anything I've forgotten? Price, I think those are the only ones. So just going to wait for a second to go ahead and change some of these things here. Okay, so let's add the product here, the form, see if it has updated. So I'm just going back to the product form. Okay, let's just see. I'll just change this to item. Okay, let's see now. So we have the name, slag, image, summary, and price. And then we have the discount. This sounds okay. Okay, so we have also the So these ones are optional and nullable with even the slug. Okay. So I would want to look at this. In this case, the product doesn't actually even have the initial data, which actually makes sense because we not need the initial data in this case. Let's see if I can actually open the model. So I'm just going to click on add new. Okay, so the model opens nicely. Create new product. It has the stuff here. Okay, so we just need to configure this as the product image. So I'm just going to go to upload thing. So I just need to go to the image component. So I'm just going to search for image. Okay, so here we have the image component down here. Okay, so here where we have this endpoint of product image, so you can just go to the API, upload thing core, and then where we have all these banner images, you can also add this product image. Okay, so that should be enough to make this one work. And just give it a second. Let me refresh actually. Okay, so as we type in the name, I think you can see that the product slug. So you can say the product slug is auto-generated. And I'm not sure if we need to show it. In my opinion, sometimes I don't want just like to show the slug. So I might just like not show the slug basically. And I don't know why this one is not showing. So we have the product image here in the core. Okay. Let me just go back to the product form. So endpoint is set. I just want to remove the product slug because if you look at the product slug, actually it doesn't have the on change. So I'm just going to remove this to clean it up a little bit. Okay, so now why is the image upload button not working? Everything seems to be okay, but for some reason it doesn't work. It is the endpoint. Upload button, we have the endpoint here. So this endpoint that is supposed to have like if we wanted to, what if we wanted to give it type? So if I just give it like something here. You say it sees all these. That means it has a type. So let's just like see product image, right? Like this. So I would want to see the type here. So endpoint is of this type here. Bring all of them. So how do we get the type of endpoint? This is how it gets all of them automatically, like the argument of whatever this is. Okay. I just want to go to upload thing and see docs. Let me just put like endpoint. So you can see here it takes in the endpoint. I don't like the type of this. They are not they have not given us that type. So for now I'm just also going to leave it. Let me just leave it to be endpoint and back to the form. This is product image. I don't know why it is not propagating properly to reflect here. Maybe it's now okay. Let me see. Refresh. I will also just open here the Jumia website to get just like a sample product to add. I'm just going to get this. Let's get this TV. Just going to save the image. Go back here. Let's try to add a new product. So I'm just going to add this one as the test product. Then the image is going to be this. Description, this is a sample summary description. And then down here, I'm just going to add the price to be like maybe 200, the discount to be 10. Okay, so you can see it is also optional discount percentage. If wanted, we could just put these ones in a grid. But anyways, I just like leave it like that. I'm just going to go ahead and try to create. Just see if this actually creates. Which it doesn't. Also, let's make sure in our API. So I'm just going to first go the first of all, let's first go to I don't know what's the problem with the schema. It is saying like raw stock is Oh, we already have the raw stock. Okay. I just want to look at the dashboard list. Why do I want to check? Oh, I wanted to check on the fact that we need to add the order by created at descending, just to make sure that the last ones are shown first. Otherwise, it can create and shows last, and then we don't see it. Okay, anyways, it is not there. Let's trace where the problem is right now. So what happens right now is that if we just go to our product form, data is submitted. So when it is submitted, we use, why are we sending all this? So you just simply need image. First of all, the image is set in here. So we just simply have to say that the product is going to be the image URL, not data.image, just like this. Product images, we don't need to initialize them. Just simply remove everything here and add only the data that we have done. I'm just going to do this. Low stock, it has already a default value, I think. Then the category ID and the brand. So the data here, we expect to have this same thing, product form data here. Name, okay. The product, so this data is of this type. Then the mutate function. So I'm just going to go here and I just go to the use create product. So the problem now arises on this, what we are creating, the create product schema. So we already have that schema. I don't think we need to, I'm just going to simply change this create, use the one that we used in the form. I'm just going to simply actually receive. I'm just going to receive this, the form data. Let me just actually export this. Okay. I'm just going to bring in the form data. Then even this create product, I'm just going to take in the form data, just like this. Okay. And let's see, we are sending it at API post products. I think that should be correct. If you just go to post, okay. Body is required. If you just look at the required things, are only three: the name, slag, and the price. Those are the only three things which are required. So we should be able to submit this API post. And this should return the ID as we said. Let's also confirm that in the handlers. So if you just go to the create here. So here we're just saying if the category exists, we just check if the category exists. That is if data.category ID. So if it is not there, then we just check the brand. If it is not there, then we check the existing by Slack, and then here, then we create the product. So we don't need to do this. I'm just going, in fact, say select. I'm just going to select only the ID to true. Now, in this case, we actually might need the ID of this or not, but we just need to return only the ID. So we can just go to the route here, more especially where we have the create, not this. Let's see where we have the create. So we have the create. I'm just going to have this response. Since in the response, we're just going to use the, we called this one, I don't know, we called it a response something. We just call it like response schema or something. Let me see in the, we saved it in the constants here. We called it post response. I'll just go here and I will just say that here we just need to return the post response like this. So that's why it is now okay. So if you just go back and you refresh and look at the response now, so if you just go post and look at the response, you only have the ID of the created, the ID of the created product. So here I'm just going to say in this, here I'm just going to say returns the ID of the created product. Okay, nice. So I think that is enough. Let's just go ahead and test again. This is on slash, oh, okay. It's on slash API product. So this should just work, I think. But I think we just need to put in the, we need to put in the steps where data are reached. So for instance, I'll just go to, I'm just going to first minimize this. So I'll just go to the actions. Okay. I'll just go to the actions where we have this create product, and I will just simply go ahead and console.log this data at first here and then here. Let's just go ahead and try one more time. Refresh. Here I'm just going to call this test product. Test product, and let's go ahead and add the, we could first leave it upload until we test the description. Price, just going to say 100, and it's going to be 10. Create. Just going to simply go to the console here, and we look at what we have. So the data reached here, okay? You can see we have the name, image. Oh, actually, for some reason, we don't have the slug. Okay, so we have 422, which says something is missing. So basically, we need the slug. So let me just go back to the form. Because we have this slug, let's first see in here. Oh, actually, if you just look at this on submit, for some reason, actually, the slug is not added. Let's just add it. Data, okay, yes, the slug. Maybe I just removed it. Data dot slug, just like this. And you could just like propagate this, and you just get it on this the errors if you want to actually set that. So now let's try one more time. Test product, test description, price 100. And then this is going to be 10. Create. Yeah, so we have the test product. You can see this. It went ahead, and then we have a test product, and then you can see nicely that we have back only the ID of the created product, which is really cool. I love this. So now we have the test product. It says here the stock is of low unit. I don't know, we could have just like added in the form the stock of the product. I don't know. You can just like add stock maybe. Let me look at this, how it is named here. So you could just like pass in the stock quantity here. And so the only place to change it, actually, they're just like only two places. So you can just like add it here. Data.stock. So it is not on this, which is here. So you can just like do the same thing here, the way we did like price, and you do this, and you're like stock must be positive, as simple as that. So after adding it there, then you can just go ahead and add it in the form. Now in the form now we have like this, the price, and then we have also the discount. So we can just like group two of these ones, like the grid equals to the gap of 4. Like add this and then add this. So the second one, the first one here is still the discount. So this one is going to be, can I just like do this? So it's going to be stock quantity, and just going to say here stock quantity, and then like input type. So we could just like remove these min and max. Placeholder, just going to say maybe 0. Here have is loading on change pass target value. Okay, I'm just going to remove the description. I don't think it is necessary. Okay, so if you just go back to this, So down now you have this and this one. So because of this here, let's just also add it. Let me leave the description. So this is optional quantity stock. Quantity quantity. Since we have made it to be optional, so that means we could just go to this form. So make sure you just give it some stuff here. The stock quantity stock. Let's give it 0, even here 0. So you could just go this product schema right now, which is this one. And so we added it here like required. If we wanted, we could just also add these two ones at the end here. Okay. We could just like add this here to make it optional. So now we have also like now the stock and then the discount. Okay. So that is the easy part, I guess. So now the other part is routing to the detailed page. Now to the detailed page, we need to make it different because we need to create actually tabs for the update. So I'm just going to prompt again for the that detailed page. But here you can't just say come here and search. Let's search for the tabs somewhere. So you can see here update from tabs. So I'm just going to give it I'm just going to give it like the update how we want to do the update. So I'm just going to that for the product update form. I'm just going to say we will use the tabs. So I'm just going to say, so we will group the fields into tabs, and then for each tab we will also group the fields in blocks of 2, meaning we'll create a card with 2 fields that one can update. And then create a card with 2 fields that one can update. So I will give you some files you can use to create this. So I'm just going to go basically. So what we are meaning is if you click on the edit, you have the tabs like basic information, inventory pricing, additional details, something like this. And then in each we have this card with the update. So that's what we want for the update here when we click on edit. So if you just go back here, we have these tabs here. So we'll have like the product edit page. So I'm just going to say, for instance, give it this. I'll say, where can I start from here? I'm just going to say, product edit page or update page, whichever. And then I'm just going to go ahead and get the code to add onto this. So you can copy everything here. And let me just add it. Next is, so if you have all this, then you have like update form. This was the page, and then this is now the like the form. The update form. So this, I'm just going to scroll down here. So this is the update form. So the form is the one which has tabs. If you just scroll down, you see it has these tabs. Then we are also going to give it like one tab. So like these are the tab components. Just going to copy this. So you can just first give it this one. Then you have the inventory pricing tab. I don't know if I should just like give it all of them or a few, but just want to give it the idea of what I'm talking about. I think that would be enough of the components. So it should just like, let's say in the additional details, what do we have? I don't think this is necessary now. Then we have the edit loading. This is okay. It is, this one is okay. The edit loading. So yeah. So I'm just going to say that given just going to say here, I've given you the files to give you the idea of how the product update page form should be. Okay, so I'm just going to say now, using the so we need now to base on the, let me just go to the item. So now based on this, it needs to create the one that uses this. Okay, so I'm just going to say using this product schema. Okay, please create the update page with the form and the tabs. also create, I'm just going to say also create if necessary. Otherwise, like server action. Just going to say remember for the update we are using patch. Okay, we are using patch, so we only send the payload of the feeds being updated only. Okay, so let's see what it can do right now. So I'm just going to pause and then I'll just be back. Okay, so you just went ahead and did generate some things here. So we just need to simply put these ones wherever they belong. So I'm just going to go back here. So we need to create the edit page. So you have the dashboard, banners, categories, departments, products. So inside the products, we need to create, first, we just need to create the ID, just like this. And then inside the ID, we create the edit page, just like this. So then inside the page, we can just like put the page.tsx like that. And then this is why you put the edit page. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this. So if you just look at this, we need like get product by ID. This is in actions, I think item. And then we have the product update form and edit loading. We haven't done these ones. So we need to add these ones in the components. Yeah, no, we have components inside components. Let me move this up outside. I'm just going to move this. I'm just simply going to select this and this. I'm just going to move it into components. So you can just go ahead and delete this. Okay. So just going to put all our components in within this one. So I'm just going to say the product update form. So maybe we need, because we have a lot of other components. I'm just going to add these ones here actually. If you check in the page, you can see like these are in here. So in the edit, we're just going to have the product update form. So you could just select product update form.tsx, and then let's add this, the product update form. And then we have the edit loading. So we have the edit loading form. Okay, so if you just go back to the page again, this is on .edit loading. So here I'm just going to say also edit loading.tsx like this. Okay, then next is basic info tab. So this is going to be inside the tabs. So if you just go in here, you see that these tabs, we are getting them from the tabs. Okay, so we'll create within this. Okay, we just have to create the folder for tabs. So I'm just going to say tabs. And then so just go here, basic info tab. So this is going to be basic info tab. Basic info tab.tsx like so. The second one is the inventory. So I'm just going to go here. I will copy this, which is inventory pricing tab. Then just going to call this as the inventory tab, inventory tab.tsx. Okay, so this one is actually having some issues if you look at it. Let's scroll down. So you can see it is not complete. Let me first go and take these additional details. I'll just simply tell it, just repeat the pricing and inventory tab component because it was incomplete. Just like be completing. Let me just create the other one, which is just like the others additional details. So I'm just going to come here and I create additional details .tsx like this. So I will just go and start like fixing all these errors in a second, but I just also give it a chance to finish actually this one for the pricing and inventory card. Now what I don't know is, or what I forgot to give it is for the multiple images, because they suppose have the the multiple images. So just go back to the inventory. Let me add this. Okay, so now let's start from the page. So in the page, it has this loading and it has also the form. So here we don't have any errors. If you go to the second one, which is the product form, so here info tab, I think this is okay. Basic info tab. So what we can just actually do is we could just like remove all these, and for even this one, I think it changed a little bit. This is supposed to be maybe item. So I'm just going to go where we have these tabs, basic info tab, import this, where we have the pricing inventory tab, and then the additional details. Let's go to the tabs. The first one, this one, is looking for the product. Let's point it in the item. And let's go this one, probably the same thing, item. And lastly, let's also point this one in the item. Okay, so it looks like everything is good right now. So if we go to page, edit page, let's first go back to the components and we go dashboard. This, I'm just going to go to where we have the handle edit. So if you see here now that we pass in the item and we are pushing to dashboard products, which is good. Dashboard products, and then product ID, edit. So that's the right place. So if I just go back to in here, and by the way, does the delete work? I'm not sure if that the delete work. Didn't test the delete. Oh, it actually works. So let's just create again the test product. This is a test. Price of 100, and discount is going to be 10, stock 200. Let's create. So now the other thing is the edit, since the create and delete works. So if you click on the edit, we should route to this product detail page, at least. I don't know what happened, or if, oh, okay. It has routed there, but doesn't look fine. Let's first go to that page, the edit page. Okay, it tried to get these. I like that it put them here. It's like you can replace with the actual API calls. I don't know, should they come from this side? We might just like put them their side. They just like, we're going to see. But one thing we could do is the container. So this, we could just like add padding of 16 or something. I don't know. Or even add the max width. Okay, that looks okay, I think. So this tab is the active one. Okay, that's not bad. So we have this. So update the name and slug, update the image and summary. Then we have the, so this we're going to replace, I feel like for the description, we're going to use our description thing. Then we have the category and brand, where we're going to fetch them. Nice. Then in the pricing and inventory, we have the main pricing. So we have the selling price, discount, cost, and so we have the buying and the deal price. Then we have stock and low stock. And then we have this featured thing. Okay. Lastly, additional details, product images, URL. So I think like it did it like you add like one, then like you add another one like that. No, we're not going to do that. So this is why we're going to put the whole entire gallery thing. Then also we have frequently bought together. This one also needs to be changed or updated. And then metadata. Okay, I think this is just like the current thing, like the product ID. I think this is also good because you might just like want the product ID for some reason. I don't know. But this is a good thing. So the only thing that we just need to do is for the frequently bought, we need to make this a select. So you like select and then like add and like the IDs. Okay, so basically what I want to first test is, does this actually work? So if I just say updated, just like this, and then like update, I simply want to see if this actually updates. Okay, so one thing also I think for the update, since we are not fetching this data, what are we using to fetch this data? Okay, so since we're using this the server side to fetch the data. So if we're using the React query to fetch the data, then that would be fine for the updating of this. But since we're using the server side, later I don't know if we should use the server side or because we could just like do the whole fetching of the product, brands, and everything within inside of the product form. Okay. I'm just going to go to use product for a second. At this point, I don't know which one is even much better for sure. But there is this use product, which is actually get product by ID. I think it's calling the same thing here. Yeah, get product by ID. Let's go and see. Get product by ID. Where are we? Get product by ID. Yeah, it is calling the same thing here from the action items. So the only thing we could just like get is get this ID and then pass it in here, and then we can fetch everything from that side. And now with that, we can actually have the courtesy of that. Or because the only thing we get from the use product hook, this is supposed after, you see, for after the update, it just goes ahead and invalidates queries. And that's where we're supposed to actually have also for the detail. You can see query key, invalidate queries also is getting this for the detail ID. So that's why we could get this updated. I'm very sure if we reload this, we could find that this is already like updated, but it did not update when we updated. So there are two ways we can solve this problem. The first one, we could just get the product. We could just get the we could use this use product hook, this one, because it gives us the same thing. So like let me just go here and I show you. So we could just do something like this. So I'm just going to first like go the edit page. Let me duplicate it to remain with the copy before I destroy it. So you could just like have this page, and the only thing I would do from here would get the ID. I'm not going to get this product. Maybe the one thing that I could just say, if there is no ID. So I would just get the product, and then here I would just only pass in only one thing. So I would pass in here the ID is equal to ID. I could pass in the ID, and then I just go to the update form, and you could remove all these actually, and all these. So here you could just come here and I just say, okay, const, I could pass in the ID, and the ID is a string. So you see, the first thing we assume is that we have the product. So we need to get those things that we were assuming from here. The products, brands, and all that. So we need the product. Actually, just a second. Okay, I'm just going to say, we need the product, then brands, and then the categories. So these are the things we need on this page. Basically, So we could just start by getting those things. So you can just like go to any of the pages, like the product listing, and on that you can just like go ahead and just get this same thing like that. In fact, yes, also get this is error, just if there is any errors. So I'm just going to go back to the to this. So I could just like first do the first one like this. Let me first get the table error. So we could just like first get the product in this case, and we could just say use product. And I don't know what this is exported as. So this export. We need to pass in the ID. So return. Okay. I think I'm just going to change just so in this update, so here this need to pass in, I think, the ID, just like this. And now this is supposed to be getting as data, then you can rename it as a product. So I could just like actually ask for this update in the for this specifically, this is the product update form. Okay, just going to say like for the product, let's say I want to make some changes in the product update form. Let's say instead of products, brands, and categories entering as props, they will be fetched using React query within the component. So I'm just going to say, so make the update. So make the so I'm just going to update this component. Sorry. So just going to go ahead and just make the update. Basically what it's going to do is go ahead and like for the I'm just going to select for the brand. So because it's saying here that okay, is error brand, is product okay, yeah. So is like here fetch brands is trying to fetch data refetch error is product. Okay, then for these ones is trying to actually fetch them from here and from here. We also have the hooks for them, so we might just like actually go ahead and use that hook. Let me just copy this and replace it here, like so. Let me hope I replace the right thing. Let me just first remove all these ones. Now for the these functions that we are mocking here, I'm just going to actually first remove these ones. Okay, so for the product is good, it has gotten the from the use product, which is nice. Now fetch brands, so you could just actually fetch them right away from here, or we could use the same approach because we also have the use brands, okay, like this. we have the use brands. So what we could do is, if you just go to the brand listing, so if for instance, if I just say want to brand dashboard brand listing, you will find that on top here we have the brands. So we can just like simply get this from use brands. Okay, so I'm just going to go back here where we have the brands, fetch brands. We just do this. Now, as you can see, like we have the options. We might just have to go ahead and get them. The brand options. Let me just do the same for the categories. So I know that this might be the same thing. We could just say categories. Let me first go back to the original one before we did this. So for the brand, they just paste here. So this is the brands. So we need to create the brand options, because the brand options that we here, the ones we need, that they will be needing to be of ID and value. These ones. Then we have is error. Where is error? So here name is error as is error brand. So here you can rename this. In fact, just do this is loading. We don't need refetch with this, and then we have also the error. You can also just put is loading, is brand loading, like this. So I'm just going to go ahead and comment this out. It seems like in the use brands we don't have the is loading. We could also just like put is loading, just like this. Okay. And then return it. The same thing with the categories. So you can just also like get this, and then let's expose it. Okay, so now I'm just going to go back to the product update form. So we have this. Mind you, we need the brand options because this one comes when they have brand. They're just going to do the same thing for the categories. So we'll just say const data category. So yeah, I'm just going to say categories. Okay. Oh, you can actually just like give this like start when it is like an empty array, which is nice. Then here just going to say use categories. Okay. Now if you just go to use categories, we could just say that so here we have already renamed it as categories, I believe. So if you just went to dashboard category listing, you would find this used as directly as categories. So if you just come here, you see you get the categories actually themselves. So here we don't need data, we just get the categories themselves. Okay, so this is good. Okay, so what we need to do is create this option thing. Okay, so down here I can just say const. So const, I just need to create the brand options, which is going to be the brands dot map, which is going to give me an item here. What I just want to return is going to be return ID, which is going to be item.id, and then the value. Okay, we have the label and value, not ID. So we have the label, which is going to be item.name. Is it title? Yeah, so item.title, and then the value is going to be item.id to be the value. So do this for also the category options. So this is going to be category options. So this is going to be categories just, and then this is going to be name, I guess. Okay, so that's what we want. Let's look at this. Import the info tab, bring in these tabs. Okay, so it seems like we don't have any errors. However, here we have a number of errors. I'm wondering where they gotten, maybe from app. So we don't need the category options. We don't need the brand options. Then up here we can just go ahead and remove this, and so we also don't have this. Okay, so where are the errors inside here? Oh, okay. So the errors come here because we have this product name and all these actually within this one here. So interesting. So what could probably happen is just like moving this block to inside. I'm not so sure, because if you look at this, everything is in the container. So basically we could just like get this, cut it, and just take this inside before the tabs. So here we have the tabs. So we could just do something like, and like maybe basically like this. I don't know. Move these here. We could do something like this. We have now more problems. Button. Then we have the link component, the arrow left. So yeah. So if we wanted, actually, we could just take this. We could just take it inside where we have this. So this class name here, instead of having them like the fragments, so we have them there, and then that means this we don't need. Okay. I don't know what's going to happen, but according to our plan, everything should now play out. Okay. Let's go here. I'm just going to do this. Okay, so the loading, which one is the loading that we are seeing? I'm not sure which one we are seeing, because it whichever loading we are seeing. Let me see this. Is it this the loading? Yeah, this is the one. So since we gave this to be padding of 16, probably maybe this should be MD, maybe others should be like padding of 8 or something. So I'm just going to go here and we'll do the same thing, like padding of 8, MD, padding of 16. Like when it is loading, it shouldn't just do that. Okay, so now since we have the brands, so if we just go to select brands, oh, so we have the brands. The problem is the one it used for selecting, this is not the one we want to use. Okay, so we just need to update that. So basically, we still have a lot of things to update, fix this, like this side. But let's start with this, since this is the first one. So we need to move these updates. Okay, so like right now it doesn't have the category. So if I just do, oh, by the way, let's first check if now it works. If I just like now change this and I remove it, like does this now update in real time? Yeah, so you can select these updates in real time, which is cool. Oh, okay, so now that means like we can select the brand and then the category. So this is what we want first change. These two here, the category and brand. Okay, I'm just going to delete this old page. We don't no longer need this one. So going back in here, we're just going to look for where we are passing the brand options and the category options. So if you look at these, they just go in the basic info tab. We have the brand options and this. So basically we have to go and check in the basic info tab. So in the basic info tab, we also need only the brand category card. So in this card is where we are getting these category options and the brand options. And in that's where we just need to make the updates. Instead of using this one, we just need to use the actual thing. Okay, that sounds good. So what we basically need to do is replace it with, so I'm just going to go to, let me just go to, you could just go to the subdocs. Okay, just go to the subdocs here. Just go under where we have Next.js. And then down here, go to reusable components. So under reusable components, we just need form select. We already have form select in our components, I believe. So if you say form select, we already have it. So you shouldn't worry to install it. The only thing is to actually use it. So we just need to just click on usage, and this is how the usage we need to do. First, I need just to get the form select only, form select. So this one is going to go ahead and replace where we have this whole thing. I'm just going to go to this grid. So remember we have this grid. So I'm just going to go ahead and comment out this one. I'm just going to simply first add the form select like this. Import the form select. Okay. And if you look at this one was brand. So the first one is actually categories. So these ones are going to be categories. And then like these options, this is where we put the options, which are already the category options. And now the third one is the selected. So these ones actually, when you just look at this, we have them above here. So I'm just going to go ahead here and copy this. The way it is actually 3 lines. So go on top here. I'm just going to, so you can see we have category ID, set category ID. For this, we're just going to simply first do this. So we are getting the initial category ID. So the initial category, initial category ID. So this comes from the product dot category ID. So this should just like give us the category ID. So this is the initial one, meaning like when a product has this, so this is the initial one. Then we go ahead and get now the initial category by getting the product, the category options. Okay, like this, dot find, and then we get the item dot value, and then so whatever we get that equals to this using the find method. So this gives us the initial category. Then we say here the selected category. So this is going to be selected category, the selected category, and then it's going to be set selected category. Like that is equal to the initial category. So this one we have here. So you can see it is option or undefined. Then we use now this is what we use in the selected and also the set selected. Now here we add where to add the new category. If you want to add a new category, dashboard, categories, no new, just like this dashboard categories. So since we have changed one, does not necessarily mean that we changed in the handle update. So handle update, they are checking if category, I don't know what they are checking in here, or they're trying to get if there are no changes that were made. So they're trying to say if category ID is not equal to, so if you look at their category ID here, is this initial one, I guess, because they're not using it anywhere. So it is this initial category, or you can just like use this one. I don't know. Like, why don't we just simply use one? Like, let's see why they're using it. So if the initial category ID is not equal to data.category ID is category ID. How comes, how would the initial not equal the okay, I'm just going to fast roll with that. So this one is going to be the, oh, I think for us the things change because for us we're using this the selected category now. Okay, so we can just use the selected category instead here. So if the selected category dot, so now if we wanted the selected category here, since this equal the initial category, we could just like, if we try to remove this in here, it might give us like some errors down. But now if you look at the selected category is of type option. So here you can just say dot and it will have the value like so. So if it's not equal to this, okay, if they're not equal, then we say data dot category ID to selected dot value. So here we're just giving it a new value, I guess. Then the same thing we're going to do it for brand. Okay, just going to do the same thing for brand. Okay, we have some errors within here. It is just on the selected category. So you say option or undefined inside the option. So this or undefined, we could just say as option. Yeah, so just like have this. So we have to do this the same thing for the brand. We need three things like this. Initial brand category, brand ID, which is going to be brand ID. Then you need the initial brand, which is going to be brand options. So you have this equal to initial brand ID here. So get the initial brand, and then from it, we just need to get this here, selected brand, and then here set selected brand. Now we just go down here. So instead of this, we're just also going to go ahead and comment out this. And then I'm just going to go ahead and duplicate this. Make this one to be brands. Then brand options. Then it's going to be selected brand. And it's going to be set selected. Set selected brand. Add new brand. And then dashboard brands. Okay, so this looks good. Let's go and see if it makes sense. Now we have category and brands, which are like this. So before we do anything, we can first go ahead here on top. We change the same thing here. So we have data. So I'm just going to say if selected brand the value. So here selected brand is not equal brand.id data dot brand ID is equal to, it's going to equal to this. Okay, then otherwise, so here is changing, trying to see if there are no changes made. And then, so I just like test. So if you try to update without selecting anything and try to update, it should tell us that there is nothing, but I'm seeing it updating. Let me first refresh, because it is sending nothing. Okay. So I think idea the when there is no data, like in this case, it should be disabled even. It should not allow you to update anything. So I don't know anyways how you can check that if there is nothing data.length. I just want to do this. Let me first go ahead and do this. Comment this. I want to go ahead and consider log also this. So if I just try to click on this, it is saying length is 2. And if you try to consider log data, let's do this. Okay, so here is saying the brand and the category is they are all null. So basically this. So me, I'm just going to do something else because here the object.keys and if is not equal, then toast no changes made. I don't know that. Maybe the first change that we could just check is if no brand ID, just select here, no brand ID, or if no category ID. Where do we find brand ID? And because where are we using the initial brand? It's supposed to be used somewhere here. So this is supposed to be removed also. So here we're going to use this selected. Just going to use this. If the selected the value or this selected brand the value, just like that, then we can just first see no changes. So in that case, if I try to update, I guess here, no changes to update. Okay, then in that case we could also just use this maybe for this button, because I think we have here disabled. Oh, it is already here, dot pending. Or we could just also add these if we have this, they are all like disabled. So you can see like it's disabled. You don't even need to first submit to know that there are no changes at this point. Okay, so if we select something, oh, okay, so I'm not sure what has happened. So it's saying they cannot read properties of an undefined category brand card. Cannot read properties of an undefined reading value. let me see. It says 366. Let me see. So it is probably inside here. Because the category options are there. Because that's why we are seeing them. You can select them. Question is, why are we having the error then? It is cannot read properties of an undefined. Okay, where do we have the value? I think it's this ones. So we could have this check first before doing anything, I guess. Before we just go this side down. Okay, so let me just try to go this side. Now I cannot know what that is all about. Why does it do that? So it says that tree server if type. Okay, so I'm just going to first maybe comment some code and then I see if this. Okay, so if I just come here and I actually comment this code like this. Okay, let's just see now. Okay, so if I try now to do this, come on. First of all, let's first go ahead and print out. I'm just going to go ahead and not to, so I'm just going to say console.log category options and the brand options to be sure that these are actually there. Okay, so if you look at the first one, the second one, so if I just do this, we have all these label and the value. Then we have the second one, chassis label and the value. So like the label and value thing, that one is confirmed. We have them. So that is good. So the question is, where do we get the problem? It's probably not even on handle submit on handle update because that comes on the button. Because if you look at this will come when you click the button, but this happens when you try to actually change this. So if you look at set selected category, is it because of this? Okay, I'm just going to say for instance remove these. Okay, and let me just simply say that this can actually be maybe any or something, and then also this, I'm just going to say it can be any. So let's go ahead and see if I try to change, because it might be changing it and something is happening. Okay, just try to change this. Okay. I'm just going to go and look at, oh, seems like there is actually something on the console here. Here we use suspense query. What could be the problem? I don't think it has anything to do with React query at this point. It has to do something with the form select itself. Okay, so what I'm saying, I'm just okay. For the brands, it is okay. And for the category, oh wait, no. Let me just first refresh. So you answer it is now okay. Wait. I don't know what is going on right now. To be sincere. So if you first select the brand, then everything is okay. I think invite prop data slot supplied to React fragment. React fragment can only have key and children props. That is when they button the TSX. Okay, that's something. That's a problem of another day. The problem we have at hand is if you select. So does this have something to do with? I'm not sure if this has something to do with the category themselves, or because this card already receives the brand options, because those brand options were done, we did them from somewhere else. If you first select the brand, everything is okay. But if you first select the category, then there is a problem. So how did the categories being fetched? Let me just go to product update form. So this is where we are getting the brands and everything. So if you look at the brands, we are getting the brands from this here. Use brands, and use brands is using use suspense query, the same thing. Okay. If you go to use categories, it is using the same exact same thing. It has the categories, passes them to the update form. We also get them here. You can see the categories, and then we have the brands. Is error loading. So we have everything the same. Then we just get them, then we pass them to come to the basic info. Then finally just come to the card brand. So what is the problem? What I've just noticed right now is if you start with the, when you select and you start with the brand, you don't get the problems. But if you start with the categories, you get the problem. So if you start by selecting the brand, you have no problem. Now, if you select the storage, it has no problem. If I refresh, I start with the category, then we have problems. So if right now I just come and start with the category, there we have problems. Okay. So for some reason, it is saying that the actual problem seems to be on this line. Cannot read properties of an undefined. Okay, what did we do on the category options and we didn't do it on the option, category options, selected category, selected category. The same thing, have the brand options, selected, then selected brand. Let's just go maybe over it one more time. We get the initial category ID, which can be the product dot category ID or undefined. Then we get this initial thing. So initial category is category options dot find. We have the item. So we have the item dot value is equal to this. This can be also optional or undefined. This is the same thing the way we're finding the initial brand ID, product the brand ID. This is category ID. Then we have the initial brand, we have brand options, here the category options, the find item, then item the value, which is equal to the initial brand ID. Here is initial category ID. Then we come the selected category, which is set selected category, use state, and then we pass in the initial category. This is the same thing with for the brand. Okay, so I don't know what is being triggered when you select okay, so when you select, this will be selected category, or this will be triggered. Okay, another idea I just have in mind. Let me first comment this here. Just going to go ahead and comment this here, and I remain with only the brands. I'll just like simply refresh here. Anyway, I'm also just going to give this you can just like first maybe, okay, let's first finish here our investigation. So here, if I select the brand, so the brand basically for it has no problem whether it is one or not, it has no problem. Okay, the problem we have it when it is this here. So let me just put this and let me comment this one. Okay. So I wonder what is that. Okay, one more thing I just also want to understand, is it specifically just, because I'm like thinking like there is one category which has like a problem, or what's exactly the problem with that? So just like select any other category like makeup. So it doesn't matter, it still have the problem. Uh, so you say that the above error occurred in the category brand component, was handled by the error boundary error category card, which is in the info tab, which is in this one. So you're saying basic info tab at line 37. I think that we're not going to go this side, because I think if you just go to, I don't know why did it say like that? Basic info tab. Come on. What is the problem? Just going for some of this. Let me just first console log this. The category options. Okay. So we have the category options. They look really perfect. There is no any problem. We have the label and the value. Label and the value, exactly like all others. So what seems not to be right when we trigger? So what happens if you click on this? What's being triggered is the set. So when you click on this, remember we have passed in the set category options selected, and then set selected. Let me look at it. Like it looks really harmless, right? Wait, why set selected brand is not used? Oh, okay. It's supposed to be here, and we have commented it out. Okay. So what is triggered is in the form input, form select input is we have this, we have the select. This is where it has everything. So you can see like on change, when we do the change, it has access to this item, the on change, and then sets this option to this item here. Okay. And this is the one that we passes in the set selected, this one here. It's going to have access to this. And now the item select options, the options, and then the ones as you can see, the set option is here. So at that point, I don't know where they have the basic info. Let me first go back to the here in the docs we have the okay. I'm just going to first give it this to ChatGPT. Maybe so it can maybe identify the problem. So let's say here I have updated the category brand card to use my form select component. Okay, just going to do this, but I have a small problem. Okay, when I select the category, I get an error. Do you notice anything that would cause an error? And maybe here, I don't know if we still have the error here. So you select get the error. Let's go to the that would lead to this somewhere to this error, maybe here. Let's see if it can notice something. It's saying that looking at the error in your code, the issue is online where you're trying to access the selected brand value. Selected brand of value, but selected brand is undefined. The problem is in the part of your code. So here we have initial brand. Then you have the selected brand, which is the selected brand. So when initial brand is not found, okay, returns undefined. Selected, the selected brand becomes undefined. Then later, when you try to access selected brand value, it throws an error. Okay, so it has added null or unsafe property access. Okay, so you just look at the basic info tab. That's the problem is we are only interested in only one card, which is this one. So it put back, this doesn't help. It just replaced it with its own component and okay, anyways, I just like first put this owner. So I'm just going to say here, or The same thing on here. Honor. I don't think that solves the problem. Anyways, so I'm just going, if it doesn't, I'm just going to take like some few seconds first fix it, then I'll be back with the solution. But let's just like try our best luck first. I always leave these the errors so that you see how I debug rather than just like coming out of the blue having the solutions. Okay, so it seems like it is persisting. Let me just like take some few seconds and I'll be back.